heard the angels singing, and someone called your name. You turned and saw this young man, and he was smiling as he came. And he said, "Friend, you may not know me now." And then he said, "But wait, you used to teach my Sunday school when I was only 8. And every week you would say a prayer before the class would start. And one day when you said that prayer, I asked Jesus in my heart. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am so glad you gave. Then another man stood before you and said, "Remember the time a missionary came to your church. His pictures made you cry. You didn't have much money, but you gave it anyway. Jesus took the gifts that you gave, and that's why I'm here today." Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am so glad you gave. One by one they came, far as the eye could see. Each life somehow touched by your generosity. Little things that you had done, sacrifices made, unnoticed on the earth, in heaven now proclaimed. And I know up in heaven you're not supposed to cry, but I am almost sure there were tears in your eyes as Jesus took your hand and you stood before the Lord. He said, "My child, look around you, for great is your reward." Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am so glad you gave. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am a life that was changed. Thank you for giving to the Lord. I am so glad you gave. I am so glad you gave.
By Perfect Song. First time I heard any of the songs from Molly Williams was a few months ago. I got a call in the middle of the night, and we thought that would be Linda's last night. Do you remember that night? We were all gathered there, and we watched her breathe, and we breathed for her in between, and we grieved, and we said our goodbyes, and God gave us a gift. And that gift was a few more months, a few more days, when she could talk to us and share with us and spend time with us and joke with us and tell us stories. Her mother was here then, and her mother told the best story about, but it's more about Mary. And it has to do with gooseberries, Mary. Do you want to hear the story? No.
That was her.
That was Betsy? Well, if you want to know about eating too much gooseberries, check with these girls, because they know. I have a few things that I would like to share that I feel are really from her heart. I want to share just a list of 5 things I wrote down that are my memories of Linda. My first and probably greatest memory is how much she loved God. And her faith was strong. She went through difficult things. The first time I met her, she was in the hospital and had found out she had colon cancer. And her faith was strong. And we prayed and we believed together and we prayed a lot through that time in her life. And you know, she's been a part of our church family and our heart and our life since then. But I have to tell you that Linda loved God. She knew Jesus. She walked with Jesus. She depended on him. He was her reason and her focus. The second thing that she loved is she loved her family. She loved her family. She was so proud of you. I felt like I knew Eric and Brian even before I met you. She's so proud of you. She loved you, and she loved your wives, and she loved your children. And she loved your little one, Kaylin, before she even comes. Linda's great desire was to get to hold that baby. And I love that the Lynn in Kaylin's name is after Linda. And you know, the day will come. Not too far off, we'll all be in heaven and she'll get to hold that baby. Sarah and Steve, great love for Sarah. And for Steve and for Jerison, the first grandbaby, and it came early, so she just got to pour out love all over Jerison and Tatum. She loved Tatum. She loved having Tatum in the room. That strength that Linda has, I see in Tatum. And Gracie and Joey, oh, how your mother loved you, Grace. And I see her strength in you, too. And your little ones, my goodness, she would say to me, even the last few times I visited with her, I just need to see Grace's kids. I just need to see them. I just need to see Emma. I just need to see them. And you know, Austin and Connor, oh, she was proud of them. Beautiful boys, she'd say, beautiful boys. And they are. And they are. And you know what? She lives on in our hearts and our memories. And one concern she used to say to me was, I want my grandkids to know me and remember me. I want them to remember me. And they will, because you will remember her. And you will share with your children what a wonderful grandmother that loved them.